Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Today I want to talk a little bit about points to ponder before moving to the Philippines. And we've talked about some of this stuff before. I want to touch a little bit on China today. And a lot of people have been, asking me about the China issue over here. Are you worried about it? And I'm going to touch on that right now. Is that I'm really not that worried about it. I think if something was to change over here, we would probably start seeing a really heavy buildup of like warships or something like that going on around us, and probably have time to get out of here if we had to. Where would we fly? Who knows? I mean, it could be the United States, could be to Guam, it could be to Palau, it could be someplace else. Who knows? I mean, we just have to fly out of here and get out of here quick. And the next question is, are we going to be able to do that quickly? I mean, some of us have to get exit clearances before we can leave here. Even if you're on a SRRV and you've been here for over a year, you have to get the exit clearance. A lot of people don't realize that, but they do have to get it. The other thing is you have to send a document to, you have to email the PRA, and you have to tell the Philippine Retirement Authority that you're leaving, and they give you some sort of document also to show when you leave. So there are issues as far as getting out of here fast. I don't know how long it takes to get that exit clearance. I heard it's pretty fast. You just go get it, and you can be out of here within a day or two or whatever. So I've never had to have gone through that yet. So I'm trying to get more information on that to see how quick, if I need to get out of here, how quick I could get out of here. And you never know about civil unrest here, although right now things are calm in the Philippines and there's no issues. And that's a good thing. The Philippines is actually doing really, really well, with the exception of the vaccines and getting the vaccines out there fast enough. Okay, and I'm not either pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine or anything. I'm kind of in the middle. Am I going to get the vaccine? I still haven't totally decided yet. I'm probably going to end up getting it just because I just want to get this over with and just be able to travel and do things that I want to do. And that's the only reason why I'll get the inoculation, and that's just the way I feel about it, So I'm not like into all this conspiracy theory stuff, and it gets kind of tiring after a while. There's so many conspiracy theory things out there. After a while, some of them get kind of ridiculous, and some of these people need to listen to themselves talk, and I know there's conspiracies out there, and some of them, have feet, and some of them don't, and I don't think that this one has much feet. I know people want to send me all this stuff, and that's, it's to each his own. Each person has their own beliefs. I'm neutral, But anyway, guys, things to ponder, when you get over here, is also you have to think about your money. The money issues. Those are the big ones. You really have to ponder those issues. Do you have enough money to live over here? And to you guys that think that you can come over here and live on these super small budgets, man, you got another thing coming to you, man. Because when you get 10 years into being over here, those budgets just aren't going to cut it. Because you're not going to be able to keep up with the cost of living over here. And the cost of living has been changing over here. And yet we still have people out there telling people you can live on these super small budgets. It's just not feasible anymore. And the other thing you have to think about is your insurance. We've talked about that. If you come over here with no insurance or something like that, good luck to you. Because you're going to need it, and those are things that are kind of rough. A lot of guys come over here and they just fail. Epic failures. You see them on the streets. You talk about epic failures. How'd you like to end up on the street? That's an epic failure. Some of these guys end up like that. And when you see them on the street, it's really kind of sad. And they end up with mental illness from depression, things like that. It's not something you want to end up doing, guys, in your retirement years. It's just not. Losing Medicare and Medicaid, that's a big issue over here. It's a point to ponder for Americans. And a lot of other people that leave like the UK or Australia or something, they can lose things too, I'm sure. I'm not sure what they are, but I'm sure that they have those same issues that the US people have, that they would lose some of their benefits or what have you. And it's just something to think about. But, and healthcare, quality of healthcare. It's another big issue to think about, guys. When you come over here, the quality of healthcare certainly changes depending on where you live in the Philippines. And a lot of people that come over here, the further you move away from certain hospitals or certain cities, the further you move away from quality health care. And when you get sick, you can die quick, especially where a lot of places don't have ambulances. They don't have them. And if they do, they're not ready for you. If you have a heart attack or a stroke or something like that, they're not prepared for that. Even when you get to the hospital, sometimes they're not prepared for that. Here in Tracy Martires, I went to a hospital. I went into the hospital. I think about 2 or 3 people died that night that went into the hospital. I had never seen that many people having heart attacks and with people doing CPR on the cots. I was surprised. And then they would put a sheet over them and take them away. And if that doesn't wake you up about healthcare, nothing will, But when I was sitting there and watching that, I was kind of shocked that they didn't have any of the equipment. It wasn't available to them. And they're trying to revive the guy with the bulb thing, squeezing the bulb oxygen into him, and they're doing the chest compressions and stuff like that. But they didn't have the proper equipment in there, because if they did, I think out of those 3 people, probably at least one of them would have survived. But they don't have that equipment here. It's too costly, and these hospitals are just not prepared for stuff like that. And I don't think the training is the same over here for some of the doctors and stuff. And it gets you concerned. Not to say that all hospitals are like that, because they're not. If you go to De La Salle University Hospital or some of the hospitals in Manila, you're going to get way better care. If you go to a public hospital here, forget it. It's not going to be the same. But I just want you guys to ponder this, just to think about it a little bit, to roll it around in your heads, because a lot of you guys are coming over here, and some of you guys are under this false impression that this is the land of milk and honey. It is, as far as families and stuff like that, if you want to start a family over here, but there's things that you're going to lose over here. And I just want people to realize that, and some of those are Western foods, things like that, but I just want to kind of push the biggest things to ponder. And also a lot of the expats over here, we've talked about this too, and you guys know this, anybody that's been over here, a lot of the expats carry a lot of garbage with them. And I just don't want to see you guys come over here and take that with you too. So make sure you get rid of that before you come here, because that's a big one over here, man. When you run into some of these people and they got all this mental health garbage going on and other things, and it's hard to befriend somebody like that, because I really don't want to befriend somebody like that. That's not me. I want to befriend somebody that's normal. And I've met a lot of normal guys over here, but I don't know what the percentage is of people over here with some sort of issues or something like that, but there's a lot of guys over here with issues. I'll just say that. But anyway, guys, just some things to think about. I'd like to see other people put some comments in the comments section and put down their things to ponder. Some of the expats that are already in country, and see what they put in there, because it'd be kind of interesting, because I'm sure there's more. I know there's a lot more, and I just want some of you newbies to just, know what you're walking into. I'm not trying to talk you out of coming here. I'm trying to get you to think before you come here, so that you know what you're getting yourself into, and know that some of these people that are out there telling you that you can live on almost nothing, that's a bunch of bunk. And you guys, anybody that follows me knows that now. Can you live on those low budgets? Yeah, you can. But you're gonna live like crap. Who wants to retire on a crappy amount of money coming in each month that you can barely live? That's not a retirement, man. That's living like a homeless person in the U.S. And in some cases, coming over here with like on some of those budgets, man, you're not gonna be living good. And after a few more years, you're gonna be living worse. And you're not gonna have money for health care if you get sick. Just be thinking of those guys. God bless, guys. Take care.